Hi, my name is Joey Kimberlin. Today we're going to be talking about nuclear reactors um, and why they're the best for the environment uh, and most efficient than a lot of other ways of generating electricity. So, basically, the rundown, right? Nuclear reactors, they take uranium or plutonium or up and coming thorium isotopes in fuel rods and they undergo fission where the atoms split by neutrons and they release heat. And that heat is put into a thing of water, and the steam that is generated from the heat goes into a turbine, spinning the turbine and generating electricity. This is similar to like a wind turbine, right? It goes around and around and around from the wind and it generates electricity from the little turbine in the middle. Same kind of concept, but with steam and nuclear reactants and, steam and water. Yeah. And so after this, passing through the turbine, the steam is cooled and condensed back into water by a cooling system. And this water can be from a nearby source or cooling tower, and the water is recycled back into the system. Um, for disposal of the nuclear waste. It's a big contention point as to why people don't want nuclear energy. Um, they so what happens is that once these fuel rods are spent, they're stored in pools of water at the reactor site to cool down, which can take several years. Um, and after cooling, they're put into a dry cask. Basically, it's just storage and involves sealing the fuel into thick concrete and steel containers so that none of the remaining nuclear energy leaks out into the environment and other things that could cause problems. See Chernobyl. That's bad. As for long-term disposal, um, hopefully, well, the goal is for the spent fuel to be placed back into a stable, deep geological repository where it can remain isolated from the environment. However, finding such and constructing such repositories can be complex and politically sensitive because, digging a big hole and putting our waste down there with nuclear rods maybe isn't the best idea, but it is one of the ideas that they have thought of. Another is so there's been research about how we can use these like spent fuel rods and continue to use them until they're like a nub or less than a nub. And so it'd make depositing this waste a lot less wasteful because you're using more of it and it's generating more electricity from your fuel rod, along with other new technologies in nuclear power plants like small modular reactors, where these smaller, more cost effective reactors can be built in factories and shipping sites, or can be shipped to sites where these small modular reactors are designed to be safer and more flexible to their nuclear reactor location. Or another up and coming technology in nuclear is advanced reactors, where technologies like molten salt reactors, high temperature gas cooled reactors, and fast neutron reactors can offer more improvements in safety and efficiency and be able to consume the existing nuclear waste as fuel, is like what I said. Going on to the environmental benefits of nuclear, uh, there's low greenhouse gas emissions. So basically, it, you see the big white clouds leaving the nuclear reactor. It's just steam. And so this steam goes in the atmosphere and it's just water. And the half life for water, or not half life, but like this, it only stays in the atmosphere for about 7 days, which is a vast improvement over, coal burning or natural gas or petroleum, where it emits CO2 and it will stay in the atmosphere for substantially longer and hurt our environment a lot more than if we just put water in the air, because water is naturally occurring and it is a lot safer. It'll just rain back down. Also, stable base load energy. It provides a continuous, reliable source of power, regardless of the weather conditions, or so if it's not windy or it's not sunny, it doesn't matter. It's just, it burns the water into steam, and the steam, so it's a lot more reliable than, your wind turbines or your solar energy. There's, with this, steam producing nuclear reactors, it is a lot higher power output. One single nuclear power plant can produce a large amount of electricity with a small footprint compared to the other clean energy technologies. With the solar plants, you've seen them, there's just rows and rows and rows and rows and rows of solar plants trying to get energy. And to be fair, it is a very effective way to get energy if you're in a high sun environment like the desert, but not everywhere is like that. You could do that. Excuse me, sorry. You couldn't do that in Seattle, where it always rains. It's always cloudy. You can't do that. Also, nuclear fuel is extremely energy dense when compared to the likes of fossil fuels, meaning that it can produce a lot more energy with a lot less fuel. And so I think that nuclear power plants are the way of the future, and we should be building more of them because of the small footprint that it leaves on the environment, the high energy output that it provides for our communities and our cities. And I think that the concerns of nuclear power plants, one, of being terrorists, coming in, trying to steal our spent fuel rods to make nuclear bombs, very unlikely. Or the other concern being that it can melt down. See Chernobyl again. The likelihood of that happening is very, 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 very low. With new technologies and the safety procedures that are put in place, it is exceedingly low chance of that happening. Near zero chance of that happening. Thank you.